NBC North Dakota Sports welcomes you to the very last high school hockey game in the state this year. We saved the best for last, the championship. I'm Lee Timmerman at Ralph Engelstad Arena, and it is Grand Forks against Grand Forks. This is the 10th time that these teams will meet for the state championship, and it was Central who's won 5. Red River has won 3 of them. They did have that tie in 1977, and there was back in 1963 a pair of Grand Forks teams, but that was St. James against Central. So that's the championship. They split during the regular season, these two teams did, and the most recent history, and one that these kids will remember, 2003, the last time these met, it was 5-0, a win for Central. This morning it was South in the consolation championship game with a victory, and Minot beat Bismarck for 5th place. Scott Peters and Tim O'Keefe have been calling the play-by-play throughout this contest, and it's their turn now, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Lee. And Tim, I think it's safe to say it's kind of a surprise these two teams are meeting for the title, but certainly two teams that know an awful lot about one another.
Well, it's a 45th tournament. It's probably the first time that you could say that. And Grand Forks Central has just played great the last couple of days. Red River relies on defense. It should be a fun one to watch.
Well, let's break this game down a little bit and check out our keys to the game, who are brought to you by SmartWire Electrical Contractors. When training experience, availability, and matters, think SmartWire. Tim?
Well, the keys to the game, Grand Forks Central, Jake Mardo. He's been the guy that's turned the game around for him both times here in the tournament. The quarterfinals, a big goal against Minot. And then last night, the first time he had space was in the overtime. He made it count against Grafton Park River with the overtime goal. They want to play that up-tempo style. They played the last couple days. They've been denying space, playing with a lot of energy. They want to continue the discipline they've had. It's hard to play 3 days the way that they played the last couple, I'll tell you. But they're going to have to do it again tonight to win. For Grand Forks Red River, Eric Olson has been great. The goaltending's been terrific all year long. They'll rely on him again tonight. Matt Malm would love to take the lead, as they've a lot of noise made about last weekend, the comeback kids they've had to be, and they'd like to take the lead as they did last night against Fargo South. And they'll stick with defense to lead the way and try and take advantage of mistakes.
Let's go back to ice level now. Kim and Pete, they've been joining us all weekend long. Take it away, guys.
Thanks a lot. I just spoke to both head coaches, and probably understandably, they're actually a lot more nervous than these kids are. That's because this is old news to the kids. They're used to playing each other. They're friends. One thing Tara Collard really wants to see out of his team is to get the first goal. They've played from behind all tournament long. He'd like to play ahead for a change.
Lots of excitement in this building, Pete. The parking lot filled up early. The building is filling up. People know that when these two teams play, it's not going to be decided till very late, maybe even overtime. Guys?
All right, thank you very much, Pete and Kim. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. The Dodge starting lineup, brought to you by Dodge and your local Dodge dealers. We start off with Grand Forks Red River in goal. We talked about him already, Eric Olson. He will certainly be a key tonight. On defense, Jake Vegan, a very good defense for the Riders. That was a key last night in their victory. Joining him is Matt Hill, another senior. He wears number 6. Up front, David Spees. He's had a very good tournament so far. Number 16, the junior. Mark Mahalka, number 18, also a junior. And centering that top line, Ryan Schaefer, and number 7, he is a senior. That is your starting lineup for head coach Matt Malm and the Red River Roughriders. Starting lineup for rival Grand Forks Central, Calvin Shane. He will also be a key in goal tonight. Jake Mardo, the game winner in overtime last night. He's the reason why the Knights are playing tonight. Tim Gregoire, he's also had a very good tournament. Number 6, the junior. Up front, it's Mark Barclay, number 9, a junior. And joining him up front, Sam Whedon, number 22, also a junior loaded team here. And number 15, John Greitzer. That is Tarek Howard's lineup for the Grand Forks Central Knights. We're going to be back in just a bit. Don't go anywhere. This place is going to be rocking when we come back. Mardo looking to turn the corner. Mardo with a goal! Mahalka with a pass over and a goal. What a great play.
Gentlemen, at this time, we welcome you to the final game of this 45th annual North Dakota State High School Hockey Tournament, the championship game between the visiting team, the Grand Forks Central Knights, and the home team, Grand Forks Red River Roughriders. At this time, we'd like to introduce the varsity cheerleaders. First of all, we will introduce the Grand Forks Central Knights cheerleaders. Jody Olson, Leah Schothorst, Randy Gregoire, Chrissy Hack, Kelly Spicer, Jamie Anderson, and tonight, Stephanie Coleman. These are your Central cheerleaders. Now introducing the varsity cheerleaders from Red River. Elise Spetzik, Jamie Linkletter, Lindsay Bauman, Jessie Bagleen, Cassie Kruger, and Liz Cox. Now I'd like to introduce to you the Central Knights non-starters. Number 2, Aaron Bridgeford. Number 3, Greg Schleminski. Number 5, Lane Schmidt. Number 7, Matt Carlson. Number 8, Joshua Pullman. Number 10, Alex Simonson. Number 12, Kyle Beckstead. Number 17, Patrick Severson. Number 18, Alex Sumner. Number 20, Eric Morrison. Number 23, Jake Stadstead. 24, Charlie Pockert. 25, Casey McWilliams. And number 35, Chris Dorscher. Presenting the non-starters for the Red River Roughriders. Number 3, Corey Lyer. Number 29, Eli Rosendahl. Number 3, Corey Lyer. Number 4, Scott Hull. Number 5, Jake Delisle. Number 8, Luke Buligan. Number 9, Tyler Strabel. Number 10, Kyle Indries. Number 11, Jake Brown. Number 14, Jared Galbraith. Number 15, Corey Sink. Number 17, Luke Schneider. Number 19, Derek Kuntz. Number 23, Brad Vinke. And number 24, David Hovind. These are your unstarters for both teams. Introducing the starting lineups. First of all, for the visiting team, the Grand Forks Central Knights. Starting in goal, a junior number 30, Kelvin Shea.
The other forward position, number 18, a junior, Mark Mahalka. And the center, senior number 7, Ryan Schaefer. Head coach of the Knights is Terry Howard. Head coach of Red River, Matt Mall. The assistant coaches for the Knights, Brandon Veronica, Chris Morfway, Jim Durant, Brad Foley. Assistant coaches for Red River, Bill Chase, Mark Rye, Scott Irby, and Sean Miller. Yes, it's time. If you would please rise, remove your cap or hat, and place your right hand over your heart as we salute our great nation with the national anthem. Tonight's color guard from Grand Forks Junior ROTC is Adam Wagner, Russ Rogers, Andrew Dozier, Jake Schmidt with the alternate Pete Bosey. And our singer tonight of the national anthem is Candace Morgan of Grand Forks Central. At this time, our national anthem by Candace Morgan.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Grand Forks Central, Grand Forks Red River. They square off for the state title next. Yeah, welcome back to Ralph Engelstad Arena. The team's back on the ice, getting a final warm-up in before we drop the puck on this one. And Tim, it's kind of hard to pick a favorite in this one, I think. 2 years ago, these two teams met for the state title, and that was clearly Grand Forks Central's year. That's not as clear this season.
You know what? This game might be more up for grabs than any state title for a long, long time. And I think the early momentum will go a long ways towards deciding this one. And you could tell talking to both coaches before the game, they think it's real important to get off to a good start. Now, these guys have been about a half an hour since warm-up as we've gone through all the ceremonial stuff that's associated with starting this. You can see all the players out trying to get a good skate now. I expect a little bit of a tenuous start, but somebody is going to try to force a mistake here early and get a lead.
Grand Forks Red River, the key for them in this tournament has been defense, and they showed that last night in getting to this game. And I think Grand Forks Central's probably played their two best games of the year to get to this point in the quarterfinals and the semifinals. They have really turned it up a notch come tournament time.
And you know, Scott, when you think about it, come tournament time, that should be no surprise. A lot of these kids have played on two state championship teams, or they've been around it. And then you go back to last fall. Some of these kids participated in the state championship football game. So they know how to step it up in a big game, and that experience could prove to be big, certainly, in deciding this one.
Eric Olson, he's at a very good tournament. You see him getting warmed up in net. Roughriders goalie, you see the numbers for him. And there in the background is Calvin Shane, the Grand Forks Central goalie. Also very impressive numbers and a good tournament for him as well.
Well, these two teams have played twice. They haven't decided anything. Red River with the early one, 3-0 with the shutout to Eric Olson. But then Grand Forks Central later in the season, 5-3. And that is unusual for Red River certainly to give up that many goals.
So this is the rubber game. And we are underway for the state championship in North Dakota. Still at center ice. And Barclay will dump it in to the Riders zone. Vegan, number 2 for Red River, trying to get it forced out of there, and we'll have a quick whistle right off the bat and an icing.
Well, Ryan Schaefer gets a stick on the puck and quickly gets it out of the zone, and it's tough to teach defense to a young high school team and get them to be as disciplined as this Red River team is. It's patience, really, is what you're trying to sell, and Matt Mullen's done a great job of it.
Yeah, a shot there from the point by Gregoire, and that one gets shoved aside by Olson. Barclay in the corner, battling with Hill. Finally comes free, and this is Schaefer heading it up ice. He's got Spies and Mahalka with him, and he'll dump it into the zone. And back after it is Gregoire, and he gets checked there by Schaefer. Spies trying to dig it free. Now along the near boards, it comes back up to neutralize. Barclay will dump it in and go off on a change. Whedon chasing after it, and he's the first one there. He's pinned up against the boards by Vegan. Now the puck hops out of the zone. At neutral ice, Kuntz gets stood up by Sumner. The puck goes deep into the Knights zone. Sumner back after it. Now this is Slominski. To Stadstad. Looking ahead to Sumner, and that one's broken up. Kuntz with it. He'll dump it back into the Knights zone. Shot there that goes just a little bit wide by Sink. As the Riders bang for it behind the net. Sink with it. He gets it poke checked away. And all the way back down the ice. Big collision behind the net. Sink after it now for the Riders. And he comes away with it. He flips it up to neutral ice. And we will have a whistle and an icing. Another face-off back in the Riders zone.
Well, we talked tenuous, and I think that's what we're seeing. Both teams are being very cautious.
The side down there, defensive side.
Derek Howard. Last 2 state championships have been his, and he may have done his best coaching job with this crew. He had a lot of talent in the last couple go-arounds, and his 2 best players that they've developed on the north side of town are playing hockey in Canada, one, and the other down in the USHL, and they're both named Lamoureux.
Pullman with it. This is Josh Pullman. A shot comes from the point, deflected to the near boards. And back into the Knights zone we go. Scrabel has it taken away. Pockert with it. Charlie Pockert, number 24, skating into the Riders zone. He gets a shot that goes high and wide. And Holm will chase it down for Red River. Back up to center ice. Looking briefly there. Back into the Riders zone. This is Hill. Hill's at a very good tournament for Grand Forks Red River. And back to neutral ice. Finally brought back into the Knights zone. Knights having trouble controlling it now. Marto, number 4, digging it free. Schaefer sends it back in behind the goal. And it's flipped back out to neutral ice again. Greatzer whacking at it, and he gets it back into the Riders zone. That's where Matt Hill will go get it and lead it back up ice. Takes a long shot. Shane allows a rebound, but he covers up, and we'll get a face-off in the Knight zone.
Well, that's Shane's first touch of the puck. He might have fought it there a little bit. Take a look here in the Farmers Union Insurance replay, and Hill takes the long shot. You see Shane temporarily lose sight of it, but once he sees it, he's got plenty of time to tie it up, take the face-off to his right. Now, neither coach, talking to him before the game, really were too concerned about matchups. Of course, Red River with the home team as the last change. They both were going to play a little roll 'em.
Shot in is steered aside easily. Galbraith with the shot, the freshman defenseman. Stadstead tries to get it out of the zone and does so. Corey Lyer after it for Red River along the boards. To center ice and dumped back in. And Lyer with it. And that gets through everybody and will go down. And we'll get another icing.
Well, Red River proved last night again that they were not afraid to ice the puck and take the faceoffs. Again, they'll always err on the side of caution. Grand Forks Central has played in 2 games, Scott, that have had a lot of flow to them. Very few whistles. And that really has played into their hands as they played the very up-tempo through both of those victories that they've had that got them into the final here tonight.
I'll try to redo the drop of the puck. And it pops up in the air. Eric Olson will grab that. Hang on. And we'll get another face-off to his right.
Pretty good crowd. Looks to me like it's around 6, I would guess.
Almost. The suites are almost full as well.
Familiar face down behind Shane and the nets down there. And Dean Blaze. The white sweater. You can pick out that blonde face pretty easily, can't you? Pretty familiar.
Absolutely.
Talk to Dean between games. He's pretty bored. Nothing to do in Columbus with the NHL strike.
I think same can be said for a lot of us without NHL hockey. Sad to see them still having their troubles getting a season underway. Now up with it is the Knights, but it's turned back. This is Scrabel for Red River. He'll let it fly from long range. Shane will just hang on and get a face-off.
Well, Shane would probably have liked to put that one down and move it. Red River was in the midst of a line change. Take another look here. We haven't had a lot of action. The Farmers Union replay, another long shot, and that's really both saves that Shane have been similar from a long distance out. Neither team 5 minutes into this really has had an offensive opportunity.
There's a shot by Vegan that hits traffic and comes to the near boards. Now the puck cleared out of the zone. Whedon can't quite control it. Barclay will drop it into the zone and chase after it. And it gets sent all the way back down, and it's not on goal, so we'll have an icing.
Well, the Ralph Engelstad Arena is a tremendous venue. The gift from Ralph continues to give. The North Dakota State High School Tournament. And what action we've seen here today. All we need is we've had the brunch at the Ralph, we've had lunch at the Ralph, but now we're having dinner.
Yep.
All we're missing is the cot.
Yeah, it's been a full day. Third place game at 11:30 this morning, followed by UND in Wisconsin. A very big Sioux win, 4-2 over the Badgers this afternoon. And we close out the day with a big game here. Central Red River for the title. And here comes the Riders. Schaefer gets ridden off the puck by Mardo. And Mardo comes away with it. Momentarily, Schaefer had a chance, but it falls off his stick. Now Matt Hill will go after it. Looking up ahead to Spies, but he was offside.
Great pass. Spies just a step into the zone too early. He'd gotten behind the Grand Forks Central defense. You see 11:01 left here in the first period of action with no score. Talking to Matt Malm before the game, he said, not going to match anybody up. The only thing we're going to do is every time that Jake Mardo's on the ice, going to make real sure we've got Jake Vegan and Matt Hill out there. Other than that, we'll roll him. And he said we just have to make sure we deny space to Mardo. We have to have somebody in his face all the time.
Mardo is not on the ice right now. Stadstead is, and he has the puck for Grand Forks Central. Looking to make the pass there, but that doesn't connect with Sumner. And now the puck dumped back into the zone. Galbraith after it for the Riders. Sumner trying to dig it free. And now the Riders come away with it. Long pass at center ice, and it's shot in on goal. And now that gets away. Stadstad. Everybody in the Knights bench wants a penalty, and they're going to get it. So the Knights will go on the power play with 10-11 to go in the first period. Galbraith will go off.
Well, Galbraith tried to handle the puck as it came out of the zone. It kind of knuckled on him. You'll see it again here in the replay. And actually, I thought the penalty was going to go against Benke. He's actually the guy that dragged Stadstead down. And he had to, or they'd have been away 3-on-1. So the first power play of the night will go to Grand Forks Central.
And the Riders able to dump it down and on goal. Shane will steer it around, and this is Mardo will start up the power play rush for the Knights. Long pass to Whedon. Greatzer has to put on the brakes and wait. Barclay now with it. Up ahead to Whedon.
Penalty, Red Rivers, number 14, Jared Galbraith.
Now back to the point, Gregoire. Whedon will try to dump it back. Greatzer tries to center. That one intercepted, but Mardo keeps it in the zone. And he'll dump it back into the corner. That's where Vegan is, and he'll send it all the way down the ice.
I think they got the wrong guy on the penalty, and it's actually significant for Red River because Galbraith would have been the third guy out in their defensive rotation, and you don't want him in the box.
Now this is Mardo skating in. Back around the net. Sumner's at the point. He winds up and shoots. And a big save there by Olsen. Now the puck cleared all the way back down the ice again. 54 seconds to go in the man advantage for the Knights.
And Scott, you see how Mardo creates space. They're so concentrated on him, it allowed Sumner to set up there in the slot and get the nice pass.
And this is Gregoire. Up ahead to Sumner. He has it poked away. Stadstad will chase it down. This is Stadstad for the Knights. Stadstad bringing it in. Goes past Vegan. Around the net. Slominski at the point. Gives it back to Stadstad. He'll let the wrister go. That's blocked by Hill. Another shot by Slominski goes wide. Now Sumner after it. Stadstad finally comes up with it. Shot in front. Gets steered wide by Olsen. Best chance of the night for the Knights. And now out of the box is Galbraith, and he will just send it right back down and head off on a change.
Great chance for Simonson. He set up nicely, and a good save by Olsen.
Well, the Riders kill the first penalty of the game. Mahalka trying to backhand it in to
Let go! Let go! Hands, the puck's free!
There it's free. And a shot comes from the point. Save there made. And it's run right around the boards again. Mahalka with a big hit right there. Another big hit coming in from the Knights. And a shot in front. Shane makes the save, sweeps it around. Schaefer behind the net. Now Mahalka. Check that Sink with it. And Stadstad tries to clear the zone. Sink keeps it in. A shot from Mahalka. Shane keeps it away. And that one finally cleared down the net. The Knights need a break. And we will take one as well. 6:54 to go in the first period. We are still scoreless. And we are back at Ralph Engelstad Arena. Scoreless in this one as we get ready to drop the puck. Kuntz with the face-off for Red River, and it's Barclay chasing it down. Actually fell on top of it for a while. Whedon will backhand it lightly in, and a good chance there for Barclay, but he can't quite find the handle. Whedon with it. He dumps it around looking for Greatzer, but Hill is there. Greatzer will kick it up ahead to Barclay. Now the puck out of the zone. Buligan gets the pass back, and this one will trickle in. Oh, Shane didn't quite find the handle, but it falls harmlessly away. Big break there for the Knights. As they get it out of the zone, Hill then will send it back in.
Hill was so concentrated on Buell again, he lost sight of the puck and could have been disastrous.
Schaefer chasing after it. Mardo smacks it along the boards. Whedon will come away with it. He's got Barclay with him. And now Hill will send it back up. Stadstad there, though, as he gets checked from behind. Now a chance here for Mahalka. Check that speed. And that's knocked away. And Sumner comes away with it for the Knights. He just sends it up to center ice. That's where Galbraith is. Who will send it back into the Knights zone. And almost a turnover there in the Knights zone. Stadstad chasing after it. Two players that go down. Mahalka jabbing at it. And the puck does leave the zone, and we'll have an offside.
Well, Scott, the stories that come out of the tournament are a little varied. The trick on us to start this one off is who's 21 for Red River. We figured it had to be Kyle Andres, who got a couple goals, got Red River started in the quarterfinals, but he's been number 10 all year long. No problem. Apparently somebody walked off with the jersey. Number 21 tonight, huh?
Well, it only took me about 12 minutes to find out he was not in the lineup at all as number 21. There was no 21, but mystery solved. And the puck leaves the zone. Scott Holm will dump it back in. Shane will stop it behind his own net. Hops away, but here come the Knights. Holm rides Smith off the puck nicely. Delisle coming away with it now for the Riders. Delisle trying the backhand pass to Sink, but he's covered nicely. Sink still with it, though. Sink still with it. And he backhands it in, and a good chance right there, but Benke couldn't quite get the shot off that he wanted. And Slominski will send it up ice for Beckstead, number 12 for the Knights. And a big hit there at center ice. Delisle lays out Barclay. Holm now with it. Cross ice pass. Whedon gets it, and he'll send it in off the net, and we'll have a face-off.
Well, he was salivating as he saw that one get set up. The cross ice pass coming from behind. Barclay had to look back for it.
Oh.
And Vegan stepped in and said hello, as you see in the Farmers Union Insurance replay. Good clean hit. But Barclay handled it well. He's still out there. And with 3:52 in the left, Red River 8 shots on goal. The Central's 3. And the ice is definitely tilted to our left here, as the momentum has been all Red River here from about the 12-minute mark on.
Puck gets dumped in. Shane will play it into the corner. Kuntz after it, and he'll send it back around behind the net. Mardo, number 4, with it for a while, and then sent back into the zone. Gregoire after it for the Knights. Whedon will send it out. Vegan back in, allow his teammates to touch up. Now this is Stadstad racing in, trying to get around Hill, but he can't do that. Gets the puck back and sends it in. Vegan leaves it for Hill. And Hill will flip it up into the air looking for Kuntz. Kuntz didn't quite know where it was. And finally the Knights corral it. Another big hit there. Schaefer at the blue line. Now Mardo racing after it. They'll try to get something started, but it's stolen by Schaefer. Mardo takes care of him. Spees now with it, tries to center, loose puck in front. Shane covers up, and it's cleared away. Back to center ice.
Carlson got a little mesmerized by the puck, and it almost got through him. If it had, Mahal could have been alone. Central really hanging on right now, Scott.
Puck frozen up along the near boards. A couple of players are down. Now comes Galbraith with a shot. And that hit Pullman. Fokker now with it. He gets checked off the puck. Galbraith back to pick it up. Now Spees up ahead to Schaefer. Leaves it for Spees. Spees winding through a little bit too far for Maholka. He was in all alone. Spees with a chance. He didn't get all of that one, and it goes wide. Spees after it again. Tries to center it for Maholka, and they couldn't connect on that pass. Good opportunities here for Grand Forks Central.
Red River,
rather. I knew it was a Grand Forks team.
Central is tired. They need this icing. They need to change the lines badly.
And that's what they get. 1:29 to go in the first period, and they will get a break. Farmers Union Insurance Fan Cam is with us. Farmers Union Insurance, proud supporting sponsor of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. We said a good crowd on hand. Almost filled up this lower bowl now. They keep getting more and more people the more I look.
It's pretty funny, isn't it? You got all the students on that side across from us and all the parents below us.
By design, I'm guessing.
They can't stand the adrenaline and the noise.
Sink battling Mardo behind the net. Scrabel after it. He can't get the handle. Benke with it there. He sends it back to the point. Hill with the shot off the skate there of Slomin. Hear the announcement. 1 minute to go. Boy, Red River really controlling play here. Sink with it, looking to center. Scrabel has it locked up in his skates. Whedon finally comes away with it. Whedon will just dump it in the zone. And Hill will chase after it. A long pass up ahead to Scrabel. Knights have defenders back, though. And they get a chance to take over. Simonson. And now Buligan chasing Slominski. On to the final 15 seconds of period number 1. Lyer will send it in around the boards. And a whistle.
Well, they're going to get an icing on that one. Bring it all the way down with 9.8 seconds left. You'll see Jake Mardo come back out after a brief rest. And off the draw, Central will see if they can make something happen. It's been all Red River here from about the 5-minute mark into the period. 12 minutes on the clock. 9.8 seconds left, no score. And the physical nature of Red River is really helping them control this hockey game.
And they look for Mardo. Mardo gets the shot. It's deflected in and just off the side of the net. As the horn has not sounded, but the clock is at 0. There was no horn, and that will do it for period number 1. So first period comes to an end. Still no score. But Red River controlling play in the first 17 minutes.
Well, we're going to have Tarek Howard first time around here with Pete Byrne. It's going to be interesting what Tarek had to say. They've been on their heels for much of this period.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Tarek, you talked about the importance of the first goal. Fortunately, it's still out there for you.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, we're probably fortunate to get out of that period all tied up, but we looked a little bit tired, and we're gonna have to find some energy here. We're gonna be in some trouble here.
What's Red River doing? Because they are controlling this pace. It's not your style of hockey right now.
No, well, they're coming at us. Look like they have a little more energy than we do right now, and they're finishing our checks. And frankly, I thought we looked tired.
What do you tell the guys now? Just a little more energy, more hype.
Yeah, we got to pick it up. Obviously, if we play the way we did there, we're going to be in trouble. We're going to have to pick it up.
All right. Good luck in the next period. Thanks, Tarek. Back to you guys.
All right. Thank you very much, Pete. There you see a lot of zeros. We are scoreless after 1.
It's the first intermission of our championship game, and Nodak Mutual Insurance brings you this period break. Nodak Mutual Insurance, a proud supporter of North Dakota high school athletics. One of the nice things about high school state championships is that they live on forever. We're going to meet a couple of the teams who took home the title. It's reunion time here at the state hockey tournament.
At this time, folks, recognition of the 1965 reunion team. On February 19th, 1965, the Grand Forks Central Redskins defeated the Grafton Spoilers 6-3. team members that are here tonight from that team: John Nord, Al King, Gary Severson, Steve Rude, Jim Nord, Pete Lloyd, Mark Paulson, Jim Stern, Bob Bethke, Casey Ryan, and the head coach, Serge Gambucci. This, folks, is the 1965 reunion team. Now, in 1975, on February 22nd, the Grand Forks Central Redskins defeated the Red River Roughriders 3-2. Members present from that team tonight are Paul Andries, Rick Palmasino, and Tom Lander. This, folks, is your 1975 reunion team that are present. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the memories.
And welcome back. It is nice to see those guys who will always go down as the state champions from 1975. And that's one of the neat things that the kids in this game are playing forever, be known as titleists. Kim Funningsland is down. I believe you're in the central side of things, right, Kim?
Well, you could call it the central side of things, Lee, but I've got a fan from each side of the rink here tonight. We're going to start with Grand Forks Red River. First of all, who am I talking to?
This is Hannah. My name's Dean.
All right, Hannah, who's going to win the game tonight?
Red River!
Oh, she's pretty well programmed. Tell me the connection.
Well, I happen to teach at Red River, so I guess I've got to cheer for Red River.
Well, you're sitting in amongst a lot of maroon jerseys here. What do you feel like?
Well, we got friends here, so it's it's fun to compete against the other school, but we get along still.
That's part of the whole thing, and you're not going to be surprised, of course, if this game isn't decided till very late or maybe even a little extra time, huh?
Well, I was at that game back in '77, and let's hope it's not that long.
6 OTs, right?
It was something like, it was like midnight. That's all I remember.
They split the championship. Thanks for visiting with us. Take care. All right, I'm going to swing over here now. Who am I talking to?
This is Donovan.
From Grand Forks, correct?
Grand Forks here.
Now you've got the Redskin shirt on, and you're looking for Central. Pardon?
Back in '93, it's last of the Redskins.
Were you skating then?
Nope. Good hockey fan, though.
All right, and a lot of good hockey fans right here. Tell me what it is about Grand Forks hockey, the Riders, the Knights, and the rivalry. What makes it so good?
Just all the fans and the students, they get along good. Just the competition.
What do you think's going to happen in this game? You're not going to be surprised either if it stays maybe scoreless or very tight to the end, huh?
It could go into overtime.
All right, and
Central in overtime.
All right, we'll take that prediction. Now, lots of folks here. Are they nervous or quiet? A little bit of each. They start to get a little uptight as this time begins to click down here in the second period, huh?
Oh yeah. Yep. Actually, we need a pretty good score, right away in the second period here to get the fans into it.
Can we defense or offense win this game?
I think defense.
All right, we'll take your word for it.
All right.
Well, there you go, Lee. One Rider fan and one Central fan, and I got one more comment here. Say that again. You want equal time? All right, Lee, back to you.
Well, I don't know if last word definitely wins in your conversation. I don't know if that'll actually play out in that particular way. Last year we brought you a story of a Fargo South hockey player by the name of Emily Campbell and talked about her battle with cancer. Now, a year later, Campbell is cancer-free and doing things that normal teenagers do, like play hockey. Eric Morrow has an update on her remarkable turnaround. Nodak Mutual Insurance is bringing you this period break. We're in the first intermission of our state championship game between Red River and Grand Forks Central. We talked a little bit about Emily Campbell before that break. She's a hockey player from Fargo, and last year, well, she wasn't able to play hockey. She had a battle with cancer, and now it's time to have Eric Morrow tell us about her turnaround.
During her battle with cancer last year, Emily Campbell had a goal: to get back on the ice, fall down, and get back up. This season, she's accomplished that goal.
It was so exciting. I remember I fell down and I got back up myself, and that was just, I had met my goal, and that was a good feeling.
The fact that Campbell is even on the ice again is a minor miracle. At this time last year, she was going through 40 hours a week of chemotherapy and had trouble even getting out of bed.
Being on the ice again is part of being back to normal, and that's really what being on the ice signifies, is that she's coming around, coming back to normal, and it's a miracle.
For Campbell, getting on the ice is still somewhat of a struggle. She's often very tired and has to take long naps just to play. But for her, it's well worth it.
When you actually get to go and skate again, you remember how much fun it is and why you play the game.
Just like last year, Campbell is one of the Bruins' captains. But what's different is that she's on the ice competing with her teammates.
It's awesome just to feel a part of the team and go out there and skate like all the rest of them. It's really fun.
And while the last year has been a difficult chapter in Campbell's life, it's also been an experience that has taught Emily and her family a lot.
For her, it's just a game, and for us, it's just a game, and that's a really good thing. Things are put into perspective really well, and it's a wonderful gift.
I'd say the biggest thing I've learned is just to keep plugging along, and when hard times come along, just toughen up and you'll make it.
Which Campbell definitely has. Eric Morrow, NBC North Dakota Sports Network.
All right, excellent story. Thank you, Eric. And Nodak Mutual Insurance brought you this period break. Now it's time to send it back to Scott and Tim up top as we get set to lead our way into the second period of the title game.
All right, thank you very much, Lee, and we can show you the highlights of all the goals we have, but it's not going to take very long. We are still scoreless here after one, but what you'd expect, you think after the first period?
Well, not really. Frankly, I thought that Central would come out. Tarek talked about not playing with much energy. I thought they would have a little bit more jump in their step. That's what got them here over the last couple of games. And, I'm sure he's asking himself, they leave it all there last night or what? But certainly the physical play of Red River, the cautious play, the patient play, they really controlled the first period. I know that Central's glad to get the locker room and not be behind in a 0-0 game.
Well, again, we don't have a score, but we do have some stats that will show that, Red River did, I guess, I don't know if we could say dominate, but they did outplay Central in the North Dakota State Seeds stat report.
Well, you see the total shots. Grand Forks Red River with a 13-5 advantage, and Central really, I think all 5 of those shot opportunities came in the first 5 minutes, and Red River really controlled the last 12 minutes of that period. On target for Central, just 3 shots, and I know for a fact they came in the first 5 minutes. Red River, not with great opportunities. They didn't get a lot of shots between the dots, the face-off spots, but they did get 9 on net, and Calvin Shane got a piece of every one of them, so he had the 9 saves for the period. Eric Olson with 3.
Now, what you don't see on there is the quality shots, too. And Grand Forks Red River, you talk about the shots between the dots. This is what Grand Forks Central has.
Well, and you see they had the one on the doorstep. That was Alex Simonson, and it was a good play on the only power play of the period which Grand Forks Central had, and they were 0 for 1. And again, they're outside the dots, long shots. Eric Olson will go stop those all night long. Down at the other end, Red River, a lot more activity as you see the 13 shots. And again, a lot of those came from the outside. Just really 4 quality opportunities. 2 right on the doorstep. But Calvin Shane got a good look at most of those. Weren't a lot of rebound opportunities, but there was a lot of chaos over the last 12 minutes around the Grand Forks Central net. And ultimately, that turns into goals. And that's what Tarek Howard's concern is. They're going to have to pick their play up without a doubt.
Grand Forks Red River did not allow many good scoring chances last night to Fargo South. If you're Tarek Howard, how do you get those better scoring opportunities?
Well, they've got to play with more jump. They've got to play with a lot higher tempo than they did throughout that first period. They played so well against Minot and last night against Grafton Park River from beginning to end. 2 terrific hockey games. And again, as he alluded to on the bench, I'm sure his concern is he hopes they're not out of gas.
We're just about ready to get this second period underway. Again, 0-0.
And I doubt they are. You know, this is Tark. He rolls through. He doesn't play a couple of guys a lot of time. Mardo gets more time than anybody, but even with him, he spots them very carefully. Tries to conserve his energy, and you can see the dividends that played late in the period last night, late in the game, with Mardo getting the overtime winner against Grafton.
And we'll be back with the second period after this. And we are about ready to go here. Period number 2. Nothing been decided yet. 0-0. State championship on the line.
Well, it might be raining outside. I guess it's icier than heck, but it's heating up inside here as we enter second period play with no score.
And the Riders control the face-off. Schaefer sends it into the Knights' zone. Mardo will swing it around the boards to Whedon. Whedon gets it back, for a little bit. Gets it back up to neutral ice. Now Whedon able to send it back in. And here's a chance for Spies, and he'll just send it around the boards. Mahalka after it for the Riders, still chasing after it. He gets pinned up against the boards. Spies.
Hand pass, going to bring it outside. And boy, Red River, even when Spies got it, he looked up Mardo. They're willing to grind. Throw it down in deep. Again, use the physical play. And I would think they've come out of the locker room confident. They feel like if they can get one, they can kind of break it open. And yet, as we've seen, this is a team that has struggled a bit scoring. Last night, of course, they got the quick start, and really that was the reason why they got past the Fargo South team that was favored to beat them.
Corey Lyer sends it in for Red River. Buell again after it. He tries to center, but he hits Sumner's skate. Now it's sent back out to the point for Lyer. Gets the wrister. It hits traffic right in front of Shane. And the Knights able to clear. Sumner skating in along the near boards. Delayed penalty coming.
Yeah, Sumner had the step on him. He had to reach out and grab onto him. It wasn't much of a grab, but it was just enough to get the call. And that'll make the second power play opportunity tonight go the way of the Grand Forks Central Knights. Here you see the Farmers Union replay. Look at Sumner. He's going. He's got a step on him, and Lyer just reaches out, grabs the elbow, and sends him off balance just enough to get the officials' attention. And with 15:59 left in the second, no score, Red River will be killing this one off, and the Grand Forks Central power play back out on the ice. They're 0-1.
Vegan rings it around the boards. There's Mardo in his familiar spot, quarterbacking the power play. Stadstead back to Mardo. Mardo looking at shot deflected off of Schaefer. Sumner gets it. Sumner skating in. Tried a little give and go, I think. That didn't connect. Stadstead still with it. The shot blocked by a defenseman in front. And the Knights still have it. And Olsen will cover up. Dangerous bounce of the puck there.
Well, what the Knights will try to do here is they'll get it back to Mardo in the quarterback position. You'll see in the instant replay here as it came back outside and just sent back in. And as Sumner tries to get there, Olsen's Johnny on the spot. But they know that the Riders will come out to Mardo. They're not going to give him any space. That's going to open up some room for somebody else, and that's who Jake Mardo will try to find.
Puck gets sent all the way down the ice. Mardo is after it. And here come the Knights back into the Riders zone on the power play for another minute 8. Sumner behind the net. And the puck gets cleared all the way back down the ice by Benke. Inside a minute to go, and the man advantage for Grand Forks Central. Benke slips. Mardo takes it into the zone. Mardo's looking for help. Finally puts the brakes on, still looking. And that pass deflected by Scrabel, and it bounces out of the zone. And a chance for the Knights to get something going, and they ice the puck, so we'll have a face-off back in their zone.
Well, 35 seconds left in the Grand Forks Central power play, and they're still stuck on that 3 shots. which all came early in the first period. Red River doing a nice job killing this one off, keeping the Grand Forks Central Knights, and particularly number 4 on the perimeter.
Delisle will send it back in. A dangerous puck in front of Shane. Pops up in the air, and he grabs it for another faceoff.
Boy, that started innocent as it was thrown down deep by Delisle. Came off the back wall. You take a look at the Farmers Union replay. Watch it come off the wall, and Shane's got to stop those. And just about there to put it away was Endries. Now we're in 21.
Marto, after it gets taken down by Kuntz. Now Carlson with it for the Knights. Off the boards to Greitzer, looking for Whedon, but that one deflected by Kuntz. Now here's Andres with a chance as he comes in on net. Backhand and a glove save there by Shane. We have a whistle.
Marto's going to get a slashing penalty. His little miscommunication there, and he gave the stick to Andres as he went by. He doesn't know that the penalty's on him. Wasn't a heavy hit. Look at, he's down. He's ready for the faceoff. Linesman's going over to say, Mr. Marto, you have an appointment, and you're a little late for it, as you see on the Farmers Union replay. Andres driving to the net, getting the shot away, and Shane struggled again a bit with the rebound. So in 4 seconds, Red River will be back at full strength. And they got to be feeling mighty hungry here, because the guy that they fear the most is in the penalty box, as they'll have a minute 56 to work with.
Simonson around the boards. Riders at full strength. Maholka with a shot through traffic. Shane can't quite corral that. That goes off the boards, back to the point, and all the way down the ice.
This is a big power play. Great opportunity for Red River. They've had the advantage, and they could really take some momentum here if they can make something out of this power play.
Hill was looking for Schaefer. Now Hill with the puck. Hill still with it, skating in, gets the shot. Shane with the save. Hill backhand, and Spees fans on the shot attempt. Now Galbraith will send it back in around the board. Schaefer is there for the Riders. He gives it off to Spees. Hill with a shot. Blocker saved by Shane. Galbraith with it. He dumps it down to Schaefer. He backhands it over to Spees. Spees still with it. Now to Maholka. Spees and Slominski chasing after it. And Slominski will get it and send it all the way down the ice with 45 seconds to go on the power play for the Riders. Turnover in the Riders' end now.
I can't believe they got away with that one.
Galbraith tore down Sumner, but no call on that one. Run him down from behind, but play continues. Another hard hit along the far boards. Benke with it for the Riders. He gets taken off the puck. Vegan with a shot right in on goal. Easy glove save for Shane.
Well, that was a big no call. It was a very clear hook on Sumner. The Central bench certainly came alive with that. 16 seconds left in the penalty to Marto. And 14 saves. Here you see Sumner driving and clearly coming from behind. I think that was Sink actually that got the big hook on Sumner and dragged him down, but no call.
Puck dug free by Sink, number 15. And he gets a shot that's just wide of the goal. Scrabel kicking after it. He backhands it to Benke. Benke looking for help, and it bounces off, and both teams at full strength right now. Scrabel in the corner with Morrison. And it's finally dug free. Stadstad racing up ice. And he gets sent down by Delisle. Things turning a little physical here in the second period. Now at center ice, it's Sink giving up to Scrabel. Scrabel one-on-one, gets the shot, blocker saved by Shane.
Scott, that's his 15th save on the evening. Only 3 for Red River.
And a big shot there that goes wide by Sink. Now Simonson gives off to Stadstad, but he's bumped off the play. Andres can't corral it. And sent back to neutral ice. Stadstad will send it all the way down. Marto trying to center. And in front there is Beckstead, but he can't connect on it. Beckstead and Pockert after it for the Knights, but away with it is Kuntz. Now Andres has his pocket pick. Pockert now with it. One-on-one with Vegan, and Vegan says, hello. Big hitting going on here in the second period.
So nice to see you.
Buligan off of his stick. Stays in the Rider zone. Vegan, boy, laying the wood out there this period. And Kuntz will flip it up to center ice. The Knights able to send it back in. Now Vegan dumps it in. And it clears the zone again. Schaefer for the Riders will send it around. Whedon in there after it. Greatzer in his own zone, flips it up to Whedon. Now Whedon breaks out with it, and he'll send it down. Icing waved off. Now back up to center ice. Schaefer chasing after it. Morrison gets there first. Now Whedon carries it in. And it's sent back into the Knights zone only momentarily. Back to neutral ice. Scott Holm with it. He sends it down into the zone, and this time we will have an icing. We'll take a break. 9:19 to go in period 2. Still no score.
Okay, Scott, this just wears on you. You see Pockert trying to step inside, and up comes Vegan. Hello. And right back in your back. And I can't tell you how many times, I wish I'd been counting, that you've made the comment that knocked off the puck, or Grand Forks Central. They've only have 3 shots. We're almost halfway. There's their 4th, almost halfway through this hockey game. You're not going to win many state championships that way. They look like the legs are a little heavy. Maybe they left it all out there the last couple days to get here. We'll see. They feel fortunate, I'm sure, to be tied up at nothing.
Absolutely. Now the Riders break out with it. Scrabel leading the charge into the Knights zone. Centering past Benke. Can't quite reach that. It cops off Vegan's stick. Now here's a chance for Stadstad. Puck goes over to the near boards. Oh, Stadstad still with it. He gets the wrister. High shot. And a save by Olsen. Rebound. Knights can't quite corral it.
And that was a great save.
That was the best chance for the Knights tonight. Sink with it. He'll send a long shot in on Shane, who kicks it aside. This time Hill will keep it in. Now it bounces back out of the zone, and another big hit from behind. Sink lays out Sumner. And an offsides call, I believe.
And Alex Sumner took that one and knocked a little bit of the stuffing out of him, I'm afraid. The young man will go sit down and hopefully get his wind back. Take a look at the save here. Jake Stadstad's got great wheels, and can he fire it? Look at this rocket, and boy, right off the shoulder. That one was ticketed for the upper corner, and it's tough if you're Eric Olsen to sit for a long time, and there's a hit you see that Sink put on Sumner, put him down. Tough to sit there for a long time and watch the game, and all of a sudden you're a participant again, and you got to face a rocket shot.
You said officially on the board here, 4 shots. Delisle back up to center ice. Couple good chances for both teams, but nothing to show for it yet.
Another hand pass will bring the face off. Back on the Red River side of just outside the Red River blue line. 16-4 the shots. You know, this is maybe the Grand Forks Central version of a little rope-a-dope. Stand back and take your best shots, and at least that's what Tarek Howard and staff are hoping.
That's what he'll say.
Because they've got to feel fortunate, and you know, you can only, I feel like you can only do this for so long, Scott, and the dam is going to burst.
Yep.
But we'll see.
Knights win the draw. Slominski looking up ahead to Whedon. Whedon trying to center, but that's picked off by Kuntz. Now Smith with a shot, doesn't get all of that one. Delisle chasing after it. Greatzer. He'll send it back to his own defenseman. Now Whedon with the puck. He gets back into the Rider zone. Smith chasing after it. Andres back there, but Galbraith comes away with it. And hops off the stick of Buligan. Back into the zone. Whedon looking to center. And he has it knocked away by Delisle. Now the centering pass, but that's steered aside by Galbraith. Now the Riders come up. Andres leading the charge. And softly sends it through. Kuntz was there, but just out of his reach. Buligan tying up with Barclay, and the puck bouncing around at neutral ice. Now Mahalka chasing after it. He and Slominski collide. Barclay with it now, and every time the Knights bring it into the Riders zone, there's 3 or 4 defensemen back there, and not much opportunity for Grand Forks Central.
Well, there are, and frankly, you start hesitating a little bit after you've been hit so hard time and time again as you're coming in the zone. You pull up a bit.
Schaefer chasing after it for the Riders. Now Simonson fans on it. Sumner gets it up ahead to Stadstead. Stadstead trying to come in center. He gets laid out by Mahalka. Now the Riders chasing up ice. Spees trying to split the defense. He can't do that. Schaefer passing it back to Mahalka for the backhand shot. That gets knocked into the corner. Spees trying to center for Schaefer. That's broken up by Mardo. 6 minutes to go, period number 2. Stadstead gets stood up, knocked off the puck, and Hill circles back with it. Flips it back up to center ice, looking for Scrabel, who leaves it for Sink. Sink will get the wrister. That's blocked by Mardo. Pockert trying to clear. Scrabel still with it. Sink with a shot. Shane had to look behind him, but he made the save. Sink's shot again, knocked back behind the net. Benke loses his edge, and it's sent back out of the zone. Now back in, but Scrabel's got to touch up. Now Begstead with it for the Knights as he'll send it into the zone behind the net. Pockert chasing, trying to center. And up with the puck is Scrabel, who will dump it into the zone, and the Riders go off on a chain. And that one gets through Corey Lyer, back all the way down deep into the Riders zone. Now looking for a break here with Andres, but they can't quite connect, and that goes for an icing. We'll take a quick break. 4:45 to go, period number 2. Still no score. And we're back. Mardo taking the draw.
Trying to get something going, obviously.
Kuntz wins that draw, but the Knights control. It's Barclay trying to center. Mardo now with it. Mardo, rink-wide pass back to the point. Slominski can't handle it. Buligan checks him. Greatzer, backhand pass, but nobody there. Andres comes away with it now for the Riders. Buligan now with it, looking for Andres. That one sails harmlessly through. And here come the Knights. Now Mardo playing up front. Mardo has it poke checked away from him. Nice play there by Delisle. And here comes Kuntz with it. A 1-on-2. Kuntz's shot is wide. Delisle can't keep it in. Sumner will just send it into the zone. Spees looking rink wide for Mahalka. Now Mahalka has it. He's got Schaefer with him. Mahalka winds up and the shot is high and wide. Vegan able to keep it in momentarily. Now back out to neutral ice. A high shot there. Rebound comes in front. And now back out to center ice. Vegan gets it away. Spees will backhand it into the zone. Nearing 3 minutes to go in period number 2.
Tell you what, Scott Central looks awfully tired.
Yeah.
They really do. There's not a lot of jump out there in any of them. Shorter shifts. They're pulling up a bit. Some of that beating coming in the zone takes a toll, and yet it's still a 0-0 game. I think Tarek would love to get out of the period with this exactly the way it is. This last 2 minutes and 50 seconds are important.
Another big hit right in front at center ice there. Spees laid out Smith. Now Benke after it, and that one's brought in offside.
2:39 left here in the second. 17-4, folks, are the shots. One shot in the second period for Grand Forks Central. 8 for Red River. But none of them have found net, most importantly. And again, Grand Forks Central just hanging around, and there's one good thing they'll take out of the game at this point. It's that.
Puck sent back in. Shane. And the puck dumped back in by Pockert. Sink and Pockert battle for it along the near boards. Sink with it, and he'll send it back to Galbraith. Now Delisle up ahead. Scrabel. Scrabel will send it into the zone. Shane will hold it up. Benke after it. Sink has it now. Tries to send it back to the point. Now a backhand shot comes on. Shane will hang on and we'll get a faceoff. 1:55 to go in period number 2. Still no score.
The 18th shot for Red River. But many of them have been a lot like that one. Fairly harmless from outside. They haven't really had, Red River, if you think back, any great chances inside. No bang-bang type of things that are right on top of the net. Central would love to get out of this last minute 50.
Marto looking to pass up ahead. That's off Barclay's stick. Hill chases it down. Now off to Buligan. Buligan brings it in the zone, looking to turn the corner, centers it, loose puck in front. Shane, nothing gets by him there at that time, and the puck dumped back in, and boy, Lane Smith got hit hard again. Now Hill sends it around the board. Very good chance for Red River. Now here's Kuntz, one-on-one. Kuntz winds up the shot, and it trickles in. Shane made the initial save, but it bounced over and went in, and the Riders are on the board.
Well, that's one that Shane would like to have back. Derek Kuntz with that big first goal, and particularly as this second period winds down, he comes into the zone. The Farmers Union Insurance replay. He takes the shot, and Shane gets a piece of it, and it just comes off his back skate as the momentum of the shot. It comes up over his head, and just bad luck for the junior goaltender as this one hits the back of his skate, and onto the net it goes before Smith can get there to keep it out. Well, Derek Kuntz, the senior forward, and a big goal it is for Red River.
You could see Shane in disbelief that he didn't have that one.
Well, the 19th shot, after all the pressure, finally finds the back of the net. And you knew it was going to happen, Scott, sooner or later with the amount of pressure that Red River's had. And now the question is whether they really take off here and try to get to one more before this period's out in a minute and 10 seconds.
Marto has it taken away. Centering pass. Good chance there, but nobody home. Spees couldn't quite catch up to it. And another big collision there as Simonson goes down. Big hits in this period here. Spees up ahead to Mahalka. He's got Schaefer with him. Mahalka goes behind the net. Behind the net. And now the Knights try to break away. Stad looking to turn the corner on Galbraith. He does, but nobody else there to help out. Now Sumner with it. He skates in on Olsen, and the puck loose in front, and Olsen picks it out of midair.
Boy, and Sumner had an angle to get that one in, and he just about did, and the little tap off of the rebound, and Olsen struggled. The referee was right in the line, gets a great look, and we are too on the Farmers Union replay. Here you see Sumner step in front. There's the first shot. Oh, and that is right on the line. The referee was right there to get a good look at it. Great replay. And Central comes close.
Some miscommunication here at the line. Now, nothing hurt there. Marto able to get it back into the zone. And Vegan comes away with it. High off the board. Slominski. Should have let the period run out. that's what happens. Plenty of good chances for Red River. They finally capitalize on one, and the Riders will go into the final period with a 1-0 lead.
Well, it'll be interesting again as Kim gets ready to talk to Matt Malm. I suspect he's both feeling pretty good and a little bit relieved to see that goal before the end of the period.
Now, there's been plenty of pressure so far for Red River. Finally get one by. And we'll check in with Kim. Go ahead, Kim.
All right, Coach, sometimes a lot of work before you get the reward. That had to feel good over here.
Well, you know, especially, we've had our chances. We haven't been able to put them in, and that was just a hard shot on net. I mean, we found a bounce, and that, you're bad. It's a big goal.
All right, what are you going to tell your kids now between 2nd and 3?
Well, we have to play to win, There's a tendency to play not to lose, and there's a difference. We need to go out. We need to attack just like we have been. And it's a 0-0 game to us. That's the way we need to approach it.
Well, one goal might not win this thing, what you're telling me, huh?
I don't think one goal is going to do it. But, right. If it does, I'll take it.
Hey, great atmosphere tonight, huh?
Yeah, it's great. It is.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Matt Malm, the coach of the Riders.
All right, thank you very much, Kim. And his Riders will take a 1-0 lead into our third period. 1 period to go here for the state title.
And welcome back for our second intermission here at the state championship game. Nodak Mutual Insurance brings you this period break, a proud supporter of North Dakota high school athletics. We met some of the reunion teams earlier, and we have a few more to introduce you to as well. 1985 Grafton, 1995 Grand Forks Central. I'm sure those guys are all standing in line going, can you believe it was that long ago? Let's meet them.
Gerald Novak, Paul Thompson, Blaine Ested, Todd Janikowski, Rob Wentz, Brad Novak, Paul Sharek, Dean French, Dan Gosted, Eric Evans, Todd Duran, Dane Lawrencer, and Lee Little. This is your 1985 championship team, Grafton 4, Minot 2. And all the 1995 reunion team from February 25th. That score was the Grand Forks Central Knights, Grafton Park River, Grand Forks Central Knights 7, Grafton Park River 0. Team members present: Eric Ness, Lane Young, Tony Bina, Richard Stavate, DJ Greenberg, Craig Wilhelmy, Jeremy Tamdeski, Jeremy Hankslaven, Jolie Melchior, Mark Lemieux, Jared Omlet, assistant coach Rick Palmasino, assistant coach Walt Knight, assistant coach Greg Leducer, and the head coach Chuck Ness. This, folks, is your 1995 reunion team, Grand Forks Central 7, Grafton Park River 0. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the memories.
Yes, indeed, memories that those guys will never forget. Memories being made on the ice out here tonight between Central and Red River. Derek Kuntz has given Red River the lead late in that second period. Just to give you a little bit more perspective of how deep the hockey tradition is in Grand Forks in high school. The 45 years that they've been playing the state tournament. This is year number 42 that Central has been here, and Red River is playing in its 38th straight state high school hockey tournament. We'll be right back to meet one of the finalists for Mr. Hockey as we break away from the Nodak Mutual Insurance period break. Nodak Mutual Insurance would like everyone to know that they are a proud supporter of North Dakota high school athletics. You know, the sport of hockey just Scoring a goal sometimes can be difficult. If you get 3 of those goals in one game, it is a hat trick. It is very tough to do. Mandan senior Charlie Bear, well, he kind of made getting a hat trick look easy this year. He had 11 of them. Bear is a finalist for the Mr. Hockey Award, and he finished with what is believed to be the second highest goal total in North Dakota State history. Jeff Grosclose tells us about Charlie.
Scoring goals is nothing new to Charlie Bear. Charlie has been Mandan's leading scorer since his sophomore year.
He's able to pick corners and put it home.
As a junior, Bear led the Braves with 18 goals and 27 points, numbers he topped his senior year before mid-season.
No, I just hoped to top last year's totals, and I did that pretty early, but I mean, I was a lot more eager this year to play. You know, I was just dying for those games to start rolling, and finally they did, and I started scoring and just kept going.
Bear has some amazing single-game performances this season. He scored 3 to 5 goals more than a handful of times.
Just it seems like there's a little more maturity out of him and stuff as far as his ability to take the shot when he's got it. And it seems like his shot's a lot more quicker this year. It's got a lot more snap behind it.
I can just see where the puck's going. I mean, I look to the future, and I got a great line there. They're hooking me with some pretty sweet feeds. You know, couldn't ask for a better line.
Bear says that hockey is a game of opportunities, and you have to take advantage of the few that you're given.
I might only have 3 chances, but if I score 2 of them, I mean, that's good enough for me.
He leads by example. He's the first one out on the ice. He's usually here a half an hour before we start practice, and you know, he's out there shooting pucks. It's, you know, and it shows. It's paid off.
Whether he means to be or not, Charlie is a crowd pleaser. When he gets the puck, the fans get excited.
There's some of them, these dance-around guys that I've just been surprised about. And there's sometimes I wish he'd shoot quicker and he'd probably have a few more, but, you know, who am I to judge?
It's just the funnest game. It's, you know, just enclosed in a rink, and it's so scrappy, and the quickest man wins usually.
For NBC North Dakota Sports, I'm Jeff Grosclose reporting.
And one of the Mr. Hockey finalists, Mr. Bear, the guy we just talked about from Mandan, joins us. And Charlie ended up with 52 goals this year, as we talked about there, thought to be the second most ever in North Dakota. Talk a little bit about your year and your ability to get that puck in the net.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I just scored hat tricks every game, it seemed like. I mean, I just went out there and tried to score as many as I did every game. And I don't know what to say. Just had a lot of fun.
Well, you weren't taking it end-to-end by yourself. Obviously, you know, Montplaisir and Mock were certainly your line mates and the ones that you helped them score, they helped you score as well, right?
Oh, yeah. They hooked me up with some sweet passes. I mean, they always hit me with a good pass, and I put it home for them.
What does being a finalist for the most prestigious high school award in hockey mean for you in terms of the individual? I know you wish you would have won that last game at Regions and been here, but what does that mean for you?
Oh, I think I'm just happy. I mean, it's a first for Mandan. I'm glad to bring anything to Mandan hockey, so I don't know.
The other 2 finalists, with Charlie, I should say, Sam Aid from Bismarck High. He didn't get a chance to play in the state tournament because he re-injured his knee, and a guy we're watching out here, Jake Mardo. Your thoughts on those 2 guys?
Sam's a pretty good player. I mean, he's fast. I mean, you guys have seen him, and Mardo, I've just seen him this weekend, and I think he's an awesome player. And I mean, I think any of us deserve it, and I don't know, we'll see.
Be honest with me here now. What's more nervous, standing here talking to us live on statewide TV, or being down there at the end waiting and hoping your name will be called?
It's pretty nervous on TV here. So.
Somehow I thought that's what you were going to say. Charlie, congratulations on being a Mr. Hockey finalist. It's been fun to watch you play. I know you battled through it here a little bit with your throat, but thanks so much, and let's find out who can win this state championship.
All right, thank you.
Charlie Bear from Mandan. We will return with more on the Nodak Mutual Insurance period break in a moment. And that will do it for the Nodak Mutual Insurance period break, our second intermission of a 1-0 hockey game for the state championship right now. As you can tell, our lights here might be about the only ones on. They have a laser light show going on behind me right now. You know, Red River and Central are battling on the ice, but it is not a battle of the bands tonight. The two pep bands from the schools have combined to join forces here this evening as well, just as our two guys up in the booth have combined to really talk about some great hockey that we're being seen tonight, and that's Scott and Tim. Right, guys? Go ahead.
All right. Thank you very much, Lee. And, well, Red River finally broke through. We thought maybe the floodgates would open up a little bit there. They scored late, and, you know, is there still a chance of that happening now in the third period? Because Central still looks pretty tired.
That Lee's a sweet talker, isn't he? I'll tell you what. But, yeah, Grand Forks Central withstood the pressure. Lots of big hits, and Red River just wore them down, and they finally got one at the end of the period. It isn't over by any stretch, but certainly it's been all Red River today. A textbook game from Matt Malm's perspective. Let's take a look here at some of those big hits.
Yeah.
As we see one of them here in the Farmers Union replay.
And we get a chance to check out the scoring play of the game as well.
Well, Kyle Endry's got it up to Derek Kuntz in the shot. And again, this is one that Kelvin Shane would like to have back. It was the 19th shot of the night. Jake Vegan gets an assist as well as Kyle Endry's. And you see off the back of his skate, 1 inch further, and Lane Smith would have got there in time to keep it out. And just kind of the top spin that kept the momentum going. You see the stats. Look at that. 18 shots for Red River. And these stats really tell the story of this game. Only 5 attempts for Grand Forks Central. They get 2 of them on net. 9 saves total for for Kelvin Shane in that second period. 2 for Eric Olson. The goose egg, of course, for Grand Forks Central in the game. And just the 1 goal by Derek Kuntz, the assist to Kyle Endry's and Jake Vegan.
And those stats brought to us by North Dakota State Seed. You got to think that, you know, we've talked the last couple of games that teams were up 2-0 and how that next goal was big. Well, this is even bigger. A 2-0 lead for Red River is very big in this third period.
A 2-goal lead for Red River would not be a dreaded 2-goal lead, I'll tell you, by any stretch of the imagination. Again, you look at quality shots. Grand Forks Central did manage to get a couple inside the dots, and the one late in the period by Alex Sumner came close, but that was it. Look down at the other end. All the shots that Red River had, they came from everywhere. And Kelvin Shane, although they did a nice job of keeping most of them on the perimeter, the one that really counts in this game is the only one, and that's that red one at the top of the dot. It came from quite a ways out. Again, that was one that for some of the difficult saves that Kelvin Shane has had, he'd like that one back.
Well, we're getting ready for our third period, and we will drop the puck on that one when we come back. "17 minutes of high school hockey left in the state of North Dakota. Red River has the edge, 1-0 as we start the third period. Puck starts out in the Rider zone, but it's sent back up to neutral ice, and quick whistle, 9 seconds in.
Well, we'll see how much gas Grand Forks Central has left in the tank. So far in this one, it has not been the same team that we saw play with so much jump the last couple of days in order to get here. And it's been all Red River certainly in this one. They've had the pressure early. They've had the big hits. And they would seem to have worn Central down for whatever Central was able to bring to this one. But there's a lot of time left.
And the puck back up to neutral ice. And back to Corral at Vegan, number 2 for the Riders. And stays in the zone, but it hopped out, so it's an offside play.
You know, Scott, it's always interesting as we with the rest of the media have to pick the all-tournament team at the end of the second period here, including the MVP, what have you, in a close game like this. But this is probably as tough an all-tournament setting as I've had, in that there aren't a lot. There's some very good teams, but they're very equal, and there aren't a lot of outstanding individuals in the tournament necessarily to pick from. You've got Mardo, you've got Matt Hill, who I think has played just great defensively for Red River. But there aren't a lot of forwards that jump out at you.
And the most valuable player, I mean, still could be decided, although we had to have the votes in. A chance right there for Barclay, and the shot goes knocked behind the net. Kept in the zone. Sumner battling after it. And Vegan now gets it for the Riders. Loose stick out there on the ice. That one goes all the way down. Icing waved off. Mardo will collect it. We saw Mardo playing up front for a little while there in the second period. Vegan back at center ice will send it in, and Mardo gets it again. And that one hops off a stick and goes into the crowd.
Well, the particular time that Tara Coward picked to put Marto out there was a face-off that was down in deep in the Red River zone, and I'm sure that he may pick spots like that where he can put Marto out and see if he can take advantage of his offensive skill to be able to get one and get back in this one. Because I think you're right, Scott. If this goes 2-0, the way the tone of this game has gone, Grand Forks Central's going to have a heck of a time, even with just 2 goals, getting back into this. But if they can get the next one, it's anybody's game.
Well, we've played almost 36 minutes of hockey, still 5 shots on the board for Central, so that tells a story right there. Andre's chasing after it, but he can't catch up, and that'll be an icing.
Well, Matt Wall told us before this one started, he wanted his guys to play strong defense like they have all year, to be physical, to be very disciplined and not take penalties. They have the only 2 of the game, but they were able to kill both of them off. And they've done just absolutely, as we've mentioned, the only words you can use are textbook job of performing what he wanted them to so far.
Icing waved off. Slominski back after it. So is Kuntz. Pockert along the near board. Can't quite corral it. Shot in there by Holm. Goes wide. Now loose puck in front. Buligan looking to center. Nobody home for him. And Lane Smith comes away with it for the Knights. Smith loses control, and it gets sent into the zone. Pockert sends it in. Holm after it. Now Buligan. And back around, Casey McWilliams. We haven't called his name much. And the puck sent out to center ice. Marto, a lot of ice time tonight. And a whistle.
Hand pass again. And Marto had some of his first space that he's had tonight as he was looking to wind it up. And every time he does, the Riders fall back, and it creates space for a lot of the other Grand Forks Central players. Jake Marto equally adept at handling it for the shot. They're looking for the pass, but he hasn't had many opportunities.
Shot in by Hill, deflected a little bit. Scrabble with it. Looking to center, back out to the point for Hill. Hill will shoot it back in front of traffic, but Shane is able to grab it and hang on.
And there was some good traffic in front of Shane, but poked that head of his around, got a good look at it. Did a nice job. And boy, Jake Marto doesn't get, if you take a look at the Farmers Union Insurance replays, you saw that shot come in. Marto doesn't get much of a chance to get much wind as he's back out there again with the faceoff down on their end.
There's Marto with it as he gets pinned up against the boards by Benke. Now back behind the net. Carlson for the Knights after it. A little too far there for Morrison. And a shot by the point. Vegan, it gets deflected, but Shane has it.
21st shot for the Roughriders. Just the 1 goal, and that's pretty typical of an awful lot of the rubber that Kelvin Shane has seen. Coming from far out, tipped in the way in, but he got an awful good look at it. Again on the replay. See Vegan. I'm not sure if it was tipped by a Rough Rider or one of the Central Knights in the way in, but he had a good look. Holds on for the face-off, and we've had a lot of those, and by and large they've been down in Grand Forks Central end of the rink.
Some are trying to break out with it. He gets pinned up against the boards. Hill will send it around to Vegan. And it's sent back into Hill. Now knocked out of the zone by Hill. Knights misfire on the pass. Vegan after it. Backhanded up to Spies. Trying to leave it for Schaefer. Too far for him. And up comes Hill with it again. Spies. Right at center ice. Now it's Schaefer. Schaefer and Spies pretty close together. Spies gets a weak shot off. No harm done there. A breakout chance for Stadstad, but it's knocked back into the zone. Schaefer with a shot. Kuntz can't quite find the rebound. Spies rather. Delisle will send it in.
Boy, he had nothing but net to look at too. When he sees the tape of this one, he's going to have nightmares.
Great chance there for David Spies. Now here's Andres skating in. Andres, he has a man with him. Buligan, the shot goes wide though. And there's Kuntz after it, number 19 for the Riders. Sent back out to the point, hops over the blue line. center ice, and the Riders send it back in. Slominski will wrap it around the boards, and we will have an icing and bring it back to the Knights zone. 12-12 to go in this one. Red River still hanging on to that 1-goal lead.
Ryan Schaefer for Red River gets the shot on net, and look at that big juicy net for David Spiess, and he just couldn't control the rebound off of Kelvin Shane. They were still at 1-0, 22 shots for Red River, 5 for Grand Forks Central.
Puck along the near boards, and Hill will send it in on goal. Shane will leave it there for Morrison, who has some trouble with it. Morrison finally gets it back and sends it up ice. And the Knights will just send it to center ice. Now here's a chance for Barclay. He's got Greatzer with him. Barclay with a shot and a stick save by Olsen. One of the best chances for the Knights so far tonight. Back to the point. The shot is deflected. Kuntz racing after it. Morrison will get there first. And Kuntz gets tied up. Now he's got the puck free. Kuntz with a backhand chance. Benke there for the rebound. That won't go. And Shane finally covers up. Sink and Benke on the doorstep.
Good action at both ends. I think actually that puck got on edge, and Barclay, as he came down, that's the best chance certainly the Grand Forks Central's had since the opening early minutes. Take a look here on the Farmers Union replay. Lots of action and good play there by Shane as it comes back out in front, and he ties it up. 11:18 left, the 1-0 lead.
Back to the point, Delisle. Send it back in. Shane gloves that and hangs on.
Well, they've come hard, they've come soft, they've come from angles, they've come on tips. Kelvin Shane's seen them all. He's made 24 saves. He'd like the 1 goal back, but that's all he's given up tonight. He's been part of the story here for Grand Forks Central, certainly.
Mardo up ahead. Sumner with a chance. Sumner with a shot and a save by Olsen. The rebound saved by Olsen.
Great connection there between Mardo and Sumner. It created a great chance. The best, certainly, couple of chances of the night. Oh, they got to call that one. They don't.
They don't.
Oh, boy. If there's anything called at the amateur level, it's that checking from behind. I'm shocked that one wasn't called.
Mardo now with some space gets taken down. Benke with it, and the puck gets cleared out. So Tarek Howard and his assistants leaning over, hoping for a call there. Olsen will glove it and get a face-off.
What a smart play by Olsen. First time that the action's kind of gotten away from Red River, and he came up big when they needed him here. First on the save on Sumner, and then the follow-up rebound opportunity. Let's take a look here in the Farmers Union instant replay. There you see the shot. Olsen makes the save. And right away to get it there is Alex Simonson, again the freshman, having a strong tournament. Just about the hero to tie it up there for Grand Forks Central.
Now the puck back at center ice and sent into the Knights zone. Shane tried to stop it, couldn't quite get to it. Schaefer and Smith tie up for it. Now back to the point, Vegan. Shot is deflected. Now here's a chance for the Knights as they break in. Beckstead, his shot deflected off a defender's skate, or stick rather, and it goes into the net.
Well, 9:48 left. How much do you think of that 9:48, Scott? We're going to see Jake Vegan and Matt Hill out there for Red River. It feels like they've been out there about 2/3 of the time already. And they seem to have a lot of jump left, and they're up the 2 big guys.
Well, that was the case last night, too, against Fargo South. Those guys played a big role. A lot of ice time. And that's Vegan trying to flip it out of the zone, and it finally gets free. Buligan with it on the turnover. Buligan, the shot. And it was under Shane momentarily, and I think they blew it dead. Shane had it under his legs, and the officials blew it dead.
Boy, Eric Morrison, he's going back. I say thank you, Kelvin Shane. Again on the Farmers Union replay. Let's take a look here. Morrison on the clearing attempt just fans. Buligan picks it up. turns and spins and actually takes too much time to get the shot away, and the rebound came loose, but the official had blown it off.
Hill dumps it in. Shane steers it aside. Morrison up to Whedon, who sends it back to center ice. And Hill will dump it back in. Just wide of the net. And Buligan has it again. He puts the brakes on, waits for some help. Sink gets the wrister to go, and Shane's got that one.
Well, Sink's got the good shot. He's 17 goals on the year. I'll tell you what, 28-7 the shots. 1-0 still. Again in the Farmers Union replay, you see the shot from Sink, and again Shane gets a good look at it. You know, Red River hasn't put them away. Central's still in it. They're only one shot away from having this one tied up in anybody's game. They've really hung on. You got to give them credit. A lot of times with the fatigue comes mental mistakes, and they haven't made many, at least none that have ended up in the back of their net.
Benke with it for the Riders. He sends it through the zone. Sink now will dump it back in, and he'll go off on a change. Scrabble chasing after with Gregoire. Benke getting tied up. And Gregoire sends it out and up ahead. Mardo gets knocked off the puck nicely by Delisle.
He's back up at forward again. And I'll bet that's where we'll see him the rest of the night. No pun intended.
And a couple of players jostle for position. Scrabble trying to keep possession of the puck, and Sumner finally will come away with it. He's got Mardo with him. This is Mardo. Sends it up to Stadstad. Stadstad to Mardo. Good chance there, but couldn't quite connect on the pass. Riders try to clear the zone, try to ice it. Now it's Schaefer with it. And he loses it at center ice. Simonson, a little sidestep there. Mardo with him. Simonson centers, but Mardo's tied up.
He's out of gas.
Now Simonson over to Stadstad. Simonson asking for it at center. In the center. Slaminski with a shot. That hits traffic. Rebound and a save by Olsen. Puck still loose in front. Finally cleared. No. It's somewhere under a pile in there. Olsen finally covers up. Another great chance and a little chippiness there.
Oh, that was a spectacular opportunity. First the pass that Mardo just couldn't quite get his stick on. And then after that, Jake Stadstad gets it in front. You see Stadstad here looking on the Farmers Union replay. Slaminski just lets it go. One of the Riders blocks it, but it kicks right back out to Stadstad. And look at the save by Olsen. And then it's loose. Rolling around in there. Defenseman got to be knocking those bodies down. You see Delisle do his job. The puck's under Stadstad. He tries to throw it in front. As he does, Olsen ties it up. And I'm not real sure what the conference is over at the penalty box.
Well, minor penalty for cross-checking. That's all we got.
Oh, penalty going to go against Red River. With 7:34 left.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is going to be big. Grand Forks Central on the power play.
Ryan Schaefer, the senior forward. He's off on the, what do you call it, roughing or cross-check? Cross-checking. The face-off comes outside. Yeah, this may be certainly one of the best chances in the last 7.5 minutes that Grand Forks Central is going to have to tie this up.
Well, time is
not necessarily their last chance.
No, time's
maybe
not on
their best.
Their side. 7.5 minutes to go.
Well, when you only have 9 shots, and they've kind of come to life here in the last few minutes to get 4 of those, you got to make something happen when you've got the man advantage. Their third one of the night.
Mardo back on the ice to quarterback the power play. Greatzer will send it in. And the Riders get a hold of it and send it all the way down the ice.
The two guys that have had the most life for Grand Forks Central up front have been Sumner and Stadstad. They're not out there. They were both finishing off this last shift and are tired, I'm sure.
Greatzer to Barclay, back at the point for Mardo, now down to Barclay, who centers it, but that's sent away by Vegan. Hill, who had just dropped Barclay, trying to get it over to Vegan, and he's tangling with Greatzer. Greatzer with the wrister, loose puck in front after the save by Olsen. A couple of Brodies sprawling here. It's a 2-on-2 situation. The Riders, Kuntz, fans on the shot, and he'll circle back and go off on a change. Now Stadstad with it. Looking up ahead to Mardo.
He's got a step.
Vegan
lost the puck.
Pokes it away from him. In front the chance, and the puck gets out of the zone. And Gregoire will have to chase it down. Sumner now across center ice. Will take it into the zone. 33 seconds to go on the man advantage for the Knights. Galbraith will send it all the way down the ice. Maybe one last chance here on the power play for the Knights. Stadstad with it. Eludes Kuntz. Now brings it in the zone. Stadstad with the wrister. That's wide. Sumner on the far side with it. And the power play is now over. Riders at full strength as the puck gets tied up in the far corner. Now it's cleared, and it'll go all the way down the ice. And
off Martel's glove.
Waved off icing. Now back up to center ice. Galbraith with it.
You lose the power play. Now time really is your enemy if you're Grand Forks Central.
And the 5-minute mark of this game. Riders still on top, 1-0.
Normally it's a lot of time, Scott, but when you're not generating any offense, it's tough.
Pockert will lead it up ice for the Knights. He gives it up ahead to Mardo. Mardo trying to turn the corner. Mardo with the centering pass and a great chance there. Coleman can't quite put it in.
Boy, he gave him a great pass.
Coleman now sends it back wide of the goal. Maholka will clear the zone. Now it's a chance here for Spies. Spies with the wrister. Easy save there for Shane. Beckstead with it for the Knights up ahead. It's Carlson. He'll dump it in. Nearing 4 minutes. Vegan. Now Hill with it. Whedon bothering him. Sink with a backhand pass to Benke, who chases after it, but Lane Smith is there. Benke on him. Now Lane Smith turning it back up ice. He gets checked at the blue line. Scrabble will send it rink wide. And the puck flipped high into the air out of the zone. It's there for Sink, can't quite control it. Whedon cannot either, and it's brought in offsides with 3:31 to play.
Well, Grand Forks Central is going to have to really start taking some chances. Have two people on the puck all the time. I wouldn't be surprised to see Tarek Howard pull Calvin Shane real early. I'm talking like about the 2-minute mark or somewhere around then. And there we got the fan cam again.
That's
here.
right. It's Farmers Union Insurance fan cam. Farmers Union Insurance, proud supporting sponsor of North Dakota High School Activities Association. 3:24 to go. Still a 1-0 lead for Red River as they send it into the Knights zone. After it is Slominski. Fans on the pass. Now centered and a chance there. A couple good chances for the Riders. Andres with the shot that goes wide. Now Mardo. Up ice to Stadstad off his skate, and that will be an icing. And we will take a break. 3 minutes on the nose to go in this one. Red River hanging on to that 1-0 lead. Well, we're back for what we think is the final 3 minutes of this game.
Don't hold your breath.
Mardo with it. Mardo with a good breather there during the TV timeout. Up ahead to Barclay. Barclay dumps it into the corner. Hill swats at it. And the puck clears the zone. Schaefer chasing after it with Carlson. And it gets sent into the Knights zone. Spies will get there first. Dump it back in. Maholka will give chase, but Carlson gets there first.
Once again, they took Mardo off as soon as the puck cleared the zone. Just had him out there for the face-off deep.
Loose puck in front, and a good chance and a goal for
Maholka.
Maholka.
And that'll do it. 2:23 left. And that was definitely a fatigue goal. as the Knights had a couple chances to clear it, and the celebration down on the south side of Grand Forks begins. Here you see Mahalka behind in the Farmers Union replay. He's got two of the Knights with him, and the puck just kind of bang around up front. Shane can't get a stick on it. He just fans on it before any of the Knights can get to it. The first guy there is Mark Mahalka, and he'll be able to take home a state championship. Say, Dad, you didn't get one of these. Take a good look at it.
Shane couldn't quite poke it far enough away. Mahalka with the goal to give the Riders what seems like an insurmountable 2-0 lead nearing the 2-minute mark.
Leading goal scorer on the year gets a big one. And what should ice it for Red River.
Puck tied up behind Shane. And Carlson ahead with it for the Knights. Calvin Shane looking to the bench, skating toward the bench. Sumner now has it in the zone.
Here they go.
And Calvin Shane coming off the bench. The Knights going for the extra attacker. Scrabel with it though for the Riders. Galbraith looking up ahead to Benke. Goes off his stick and he'll just let it go and go off on a change. 1:25 to go. Mardo looking to get Greatzer on a break. Greatzer tied up. Galbraith tying up Simonson. Sumner with it. Sumner looking to center for Carlson, but that's poked out of the zone. Buligan chasing after it. Carlson gets there. Buligan gets a shot. Now Buligan again. His shot goes wide. And the Knights again up ice. Inside a minute to play. Hill will wrap it around the boards. And here's a chance now for the Riders. And it's Endres, and he's going to seal it with an open goal. The Riders up 3-0.
Well, you got to give Grand Forks Central a lot of credit, Scott. They fought to get back to get a chance to defend their two-time state championship. Just a little too much Red River tonight, particularly on the physical side. Nice pass by Kuntz. Close on the offside there. Matter of fact, maybe might have snuck over that line a little early as Endres. But he puts it away. It's 3-0 for the Roughriders. And they will be the state champions. There's a timeout being called by Tara Coward with 36.5 seconds left. Let's see if we can pick up what Target might have to say. That to bring about 3 goals in 36.5 seconds. You gotta love Never Say Die. Both teams, as have all the teams in the tournament, acquitted themselves quite well. Very well coached, showed a lot of discipline, played hard. And really, with 36.5 seconds left, you got to say that what Grand Forks Central is playing for, perhaps a little pride to try and eliminate that goose egg.
Olsen with the shutout so far tonight. 36 seconds left. The celebration has already started on the Riders bench.
You're seeing some new bodies out there for Red River, too. They're going to give their fourth line a chance to play.
And the puck is iced as the Knights still with an empty net.
Classy move by Matt Palm as he gives everybody a chance to get involved in this championship.
Jake Brown is out there, number 11, as is Luke Schneider, number 17 for Red River. Greatzer tries to center. Puck tied up along the near boards. Sumner with it. Trying to work his way towards the net. Finally, puck gets free in front. And now gets knocked to the corner. 10 seconds to go. Brown trying to dig it free.
That'll do it.
And for the first time since 2001, Grand Forks Red River is your state champion.
Adulterated joy of victory. A hard-fought one, 33 shots for Red River to only 10 for Grand Forks Central. Scott, that really tells the whole story. They controlled it from beginning to end. And down at the other end, a proud group of Grand Forks Central Knights who fought hard to get into this game, and Scott, they just didn't have any gas left to try and make this one the game they wanted to.
Yeah, their two best games of the year, I think Tarek Howard will say, that came in the quarterfinals and the semifinals. Really, nobody expected the Central team to defend his two state championships.
Well, really, most of the hockey followers around the state didn't expect these two teams to be here.
Not at all.
This was probably supposed to be more of a game that was played this morning, 11:30. Yep. Fargo South, who for the first time won the East Region, won the conference, and we're looking to make it a hat trick. And it just didn't happen for them or for the Grafton Park River Spoilers, who came close last night, had the 3-2 lead late. And you see a lot of warmth between these two teams. These guys have played together. They played against each other. And I think they were both real happy just to be here, and certainly a great win for Red River.
Well, these two teams, the third and fourth seeds, coming into the tournament from the East. So,
well, you also forget that for those two teams, this is their sixth game. Coming since a week ago Thursday, by my math, that's 9 days. That's a lot of hockey.
A lot of hockey, yep.
And I think for Grand Forks Central, it was really apparent that really wore a little more on them to get here than it did on Red River. And a big Red, I tell you what, that defensive group played just great. And they kept the puck away from Eric Olson. 2 shutouts in 3 games. I don't think there's much question who the all-tournament goaltender will be.
Absolutely.
Take some of that drama away.
And that defense played a big part in wearing down that Central team, I think, tonight, too. We saw that in the second period when the play started to get a lot more physical, and Red River, at that point, I think, really started wearing down the Knights. Jason Stadstad.
Another one of the great tournament stories.
Back on the ice this year, I'd say he's probably the most popular Knight out there. Let's go to Kim Funding's line. Kim, go ahead.
Well, I asked Derek Kuntz to smile. I don't think that's very hard right now, is it?
Oh, not at all. I don't know if this smile's ever going to leave my face. This is the greatest moment of my hockey career. I don't know what can top it.
And it seemed for a while that first goal would never come. You guys had a lot of shots, worked hard, and you finally got it. That had to feel great.
Well, yeah, I mean, I shot the puck. I knew it was a one-on-one. I knew I had to get the shot up, and I did. I saw it bounce up. I saw it go in, and I'm like, that's it, because we're not giving them a lot of shots, and our goalie's playing great right now.
And you beat a wonderful team, too. It's got to feel good being a senior, going out with this victory.
Well, 4 years ago, I came to the high school varsity level, and for 3 years, Central's knocked me out of the state tournament. They've all been painful losses, and there's nothing better than beating them in the state championship. I mean, they played a heck of a game, but I'm so happy right now.
Congratulations, Derek. Go join your teammates. Derek Kuntz of the Grand Forks Red River Roughriders.
All right, thank you very much, Kim.
Here
Send it back down to ice level for the handing out of the awards.
A forward, John Ostenrud of Grafton Park River. A forward, David Spies of Grand Forks Red River. A forward, Jake Stasted of Grand Forks Central. At defense, from Red River, Matt Hill. Defense, from Grand Forks Central, Jake Mardo. And at goal from Red River, Eric Olson. And the tournament MVP, as voted on by the media, from Grand Forks Central, Jake Marto. Next, we'd like to present the North Dakota High School Coaches Association Coach of the Year Award. The North Dakota High School hockey coaches vote each year for the outstanding coach in their region and at the state level. This year, the North Dakota hockey coaches have selected as their 2005 North Dakota Hockey Coach of the Year from Beulah Hazen, Jeff Gustafson. Our next award, the Mr. Hockey Award, is an award that is given to the senior athlete who was picked for their off-ice and on-ice accomplishments. The award is done over a two-step process and picked by the 18 head coaches in the state. The award is sponsored by the North Dakota High School Coaches Association and coordinated by Bob Gillen, the North Dakota High School hockey statistician. This is the third year for this award, and three very deserving male athletes are among our finalists. Here to present the award is Bob Gillen. Will the three finalists please come forward when their name is called to be recognized? The 2005 Mr. Hockey finalists from Mandan, Charlie Bear. From Bismarck High School, Sam Aid. And from Grand Forks Central, Jake Marto. The winner of the 2005 Mr. Hockey Award goes to Jake Marto, Grand Forks Central. Congratulations to Jake and the other finalists for their outstanding accomplishments, and good luck in your future. As your name now is called, please come forward to be recognized by the State Association board members. First, the runner-up, Grand Forks Central Knights. Cheerleaders for the Knights, Jody Olson, Leah Schothorst, Randy Gregoire, Chrissy Hatt, Kelly Spicer, Jamie Anderson, and the Knight Stephanie Coleman. All right, and the team from Grand Forks Central, number 2, Aaron Bridgeford. Number 3, Greg Slominski. Number 4, Jake Marto. Number 5, Lane Smith. Number 6, Tim Gregoire. Number 7, Matt Carlson. Number 8, Joshua Coleman. Number 9, Mark Barkley. Number 10, Alex Simonson. Number 12, Kyle Beckstead. Number 15, John Greitzer. Number 17, Patrick Severson. Number 18, Alex Sumner. Number 20, Eric Morrison. Number 22, Sam Whedon. Number 23, Jake Stadstead. Number 24, Charlie Pockert. Number 25, Casey McWilliams. Number 30, Calvin Shane. And number 35, Chris Dorscher. Ladies, the coaches, head coach, Derek Howard, assistant coach, Grant Pernica, Chris Morquay, Jim Gerander, and Brad Volrath. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for the runner-up for 2005, the Grand Forks Central Knights. Now introducing the cheerleaders from the 2005 champion, the Grand Forks Red River Roughriders. Elise Fitzik, Jamie Linkletter, Lindsay Bauman, Jessica Baglin, Casey Kruger, and Liz Cox. Introducing the team in numerical order. Number 2, Jake Vegan. Number 3, Corey Lyer. Number 4, Scott Holm. Number 5, Jake Delisle. Number 6, Matt Hill. Number 7, Ryan Schaefer. Number 8, Luke Buligan. Number 9, Tyler Scrabel. Number 11, Jake Brown. Number 14, Jared Galbraith. Number 15, Corey Sink. Number 16, David Spees. Number 17, Luke Schneider. Number 18, Martin Maholka. Number 19, Derek Kuntz. 21, Kyle Andres. 23, Brad Benke. 24, David Hovitt. 29, Eli Rosendahl. And number 30, Eric Olson. Head coach, Matt Long. Assistants, Bill Chase, Mark Bry, Scott Berge, and Sean McMillan.
I'll shake you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
I would like to introduce at this time the Assistant to the Executive Secretary of the North Dakota High School Activities Association, Mr. Dave Carlsruhe.
Thank you, Jim. Before we recognize the teams selected by their sportsmanship committees as the recipients, I would like to share a couple of acknowledgments and thank yous. First of all, to all of the teams and coaches who qualified for the state tournament, and thank you for wonderful hockey. How about a round of applause for these folks? We had a special guest here yesterday and today, the rules editor for the National Federation of High Schools, of hockey rule book editor, Mr. John Gillis. Thank you for taking your time to share with us, John. John traveled from Indianapolis, where it's warmer, I guess. A few thank yous. It's always a huge undertaking to run a tournament, and it doesn't get done without the hospitality of the city of Grand Forks, the people here at REA. We thank you and your staff. And without the Grand Forks Public Schools allowing their people to help with all of the work that goes on around here, it wouldn't get done either. So a special thank you to the school district. And two of the people who do a heck of a job and a lot of work, Craig Perry from the district office and Jeanette Dahl, and all of you people who are on their staff, thank you very, very much. The roads are icy. Thank you all for being here, and travel home safely. Thank you. Next, Shannon O'Connor. Oh, do you know what else? We forgot. We're going to do the Sportsmanship Award. And then we'll have the Spirit. As reported by your sportsmanship committees in each of your schools, the following schools are to be acknowledged and will receive banners and ear tags for this tournament. Williston, the Coyotes. Century Patriots. Bismarck High Demons. The Grand Forks Central Knights. Congratulations to all of you. Shannon.
I'm here to announce the Spirit Award. The Spirit Award goes out to the cheerleaders and the crowd that, of course, exhibit the most spirit. We have a sea of red over here. We have people dressed up like lifesavers and cows over on my right. It's a lot of fun to come out here and see this enthusiasm and this excitement. This year for the 2005 Spirit Award, we have co-champions. Yeah? That's the way the numbers fell. First one goes out to Grand Forks Central. And the second one goes out to Grafton Park River. Congratulations.
Would the captain from the Grand Forks Central Knights, would the captains please come forward to accept the second place trophy? Let's give the Central Knights a big round of applause. Now would the captains from the Grand Forks Red River Roughriders please come forward to accept the 2005 North Dakota Boys State Hockey Championship trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our awards ceremony. We want to thank you for your attendance here during this tournament, and we want to see you here next year. And again, a reminder, it's very icy out. Please drive with caution as the Highway 2 West and Interstate 29 North and South are very, very icy. Again, thank you for your attendance. We look forward to seeing you next year.
And we'll be right back with our American Dairy Association Player of the Game. That's after this. And the American Dairy Association Player of the Game is Derek Kuntz. The Riders hit 3 goals. He got the one that mattered.
Well, you know, this wasn't a game of individuals, and the obvious ones, Derek Kuntz, there really was only 3 choices. The other 2 being 2 goaltenders who played great. It was a terrific championship game, and I'm sure all the viewers enjoyed it as much as we did, Scott.
And that award brought to you by our North Dakota dairy farmers. So Grand Forks Red River celebrating a state championship here tonight at the Ralph in Grand Forks. Tim, thank you very much for being a part of our telecast again all weekend long. We certainly appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And with that, I'm Scott Peters. We'll pitch it over to Lee Timmerman. Lee?
All right. Thank you very much, guys. And yes, indeed, the champion again, Red River, 18-7-1. The Rough Riders will finish this year, and that last one is the one they will always remember. So that'll do it from the first of a month's worth of state high school championship coverage right here on NBC North Dakota Sports. So for Scott Peters and Pete Byrne, Tim O'Keefe, Kim Funningsland, and our entire NBC North Dakota Sports crew, I'm your host this week, Lee Timmerman. We will pack up and head to Jamestown as we start basketball on Thursday afternoon. And good night from Grand Forks.